in my last video, I said local artists need to step it up. Step it up. So they need to be more attentive to their audience, and they need to be more attentive to their customers. Uh, so, how do you do that? Well, I actually want to walk you through some of my opinions as somebody who is a student of the game, has been a student for far too long, and now I'm stepping in the ring. So, here's how I would kind of think about it. So, I make music, I make pop music, and I really like it. I would just do it for free, even if nobody would ever hear it. And so far, it's kind of been the case. But I don't mind. But I do want to be a international pop star, so of course that's going to have to change. But what I think about that is what is in it for the other people. So let's break this down. What does a pop show do for other people? Well, it is a social event, okay? So, first and foremost, we need to think, okay, the service we are providing is a social event, and I'm just talking about shows for right now, okay? But this applies to all the other stuff. So, I'm providing a social event. So, what do I want my social event to be like? Well, I want really cool people there. I want there to be lots of cool. I'm trying to find a way out of saying it, but I got to get girls out there, all right? Because guys are have sticks up their asses and they don't know how to have fun. Uh, Girls do know how to have fun, and guys are stupid and they will come out to events where there are lots of girls. Okay, so when I'm making music, when I'm not this kind of stuff, this kind of stuff, I'm just trying to share a game. But when it comes to like content and anything along those lines, what am I thinking? I'm thinking this needs to apply to women. I don't care if my music, or I don't care if any of my other like social media marketing material when it comes to my pop star brand, other than this, like I said, I'm just sharing game. If that doesn't apply or resonate with a guy, I don't care. All right. If I have a tampon company and prepubescent girls aren't buying my tampons, postmenopausal women aren't buying my tampons, men are not buying my tampons, I don't give a shit, right? Because that's not the business I'm in. I'm in the business of making sure we get chicks out to the show, chicks who are fun and cool, and then dudes who are cool and not weird and not creepy, and everybody has a really fun, positive experience. Okay? So, my shows, they are a social event. Okay, so what do I do if somebody that I think should go to my show doesn't want to? Well, what I do is I try to use my social skills that I've attempted to acquire over time. They're not there yet, but I'm trying. You just got to try. I love people who try. You should too. But I try going to the people who I think should go to the show. And if they express that they're not going to the show, I do my best to say, okay, well, I'm just curious, and this is not at all a big deal. Don't go. It's okay. But if you would give me the feedback, why aren't you going? And, be very clear. I don't I'm not going to get my feelings hurt if it's just like it doesn't sound like it's going to be fun, or it seems kind of weird. Tell me. If you're like oh, if you're like I think you're stupid and I think your music sucks, tell me. I want to know, because you're somebody who I think should come to my show. And I've said this before to some people, and one time this one lady was like, well, honestly, like I'm like all introverted and shy. So I was like, okay. So if I found out a way where, like, what are you worried about? Well, I don't want like people coming up and talking to me if I'm not feeling like talking. I'm like, okay, so what if I provided people in at my shows with a necklace? It's an introvert necklace, and I instruct the people, if anyone's wearing that necklace, don't go up and talk to them unless they strike the conversation first. If I gave you that, would you want to come to the show? And then she was like, well, yeah. Yeah, if you did that, then I would have no problem going. And ultimately, what it comes down to is it's sales. Okay, so you're just trying to get people, the right people who you want to come to your show. And then it's a harmonious social gathering. So this is just the base layer. If you are an artist, this is just like we're like just building the foundation of what you should be doing. And a lot of people aren't doing this. And I haven't been for a long time either. I've been kind of half-assed doing it, but I need to really do it once I get my shows going. Um, and yeah, so what are some other things? Well, people want to have a good time. People want to have fun. So, what's something that I do? I just try and provide as much value as I can. So, if you've been to shows in my past, you'll notice that I always give out gifts during my show. Why do I give out gifts? Because if I give out gifts during my shows, uh, it's just like, it's kind of like a bribe almost, but people are like, oh, I want to go to the G-Bird show because one of the reasons is he's probably going to give out gifts and it's going to be fun. When I give out the gifts, I'm not like, okay, here's a gift for this person. I make it like a game. I make the people like earn the gifts, like by doing like trivia or something. And then when I do the trivia and somebody gets the answer right, I make it entertaining, and it's like, come on up, you get your gift. And then, I don't have a gazillion dollars, so it's usually like something shitty from like the dollar store or something. But I really try and hype it up, like, this is the best neon toy harmonica that has ever existed in the world. And then it's like, you're the one. I try to hype it up because it's entertainment and it's fun. People want to have a fun, memorable time. And a lot of these artists try to act too cool to provide that, which there are ways to provide that if you're cool. I'm I'm cool in my own way, but not like mysterious, like, oh kind of guy. I'm just like, haha. I'm like a TV reporter, or like a game show host. That's more like it. So yes, I try to do that. What are some other things? Well, now, actually, let's talk about doing the unscalable things and taking advantage of some of your weaknesses. So, what are some of my weaknesses? Well, I've got a relatively small audience. I'm playing small venues, and I don't got a ton of cash to just dole out and bribe people to come to my shows. So, what are some things that I can provide to people that Ariana Grande or Bruno Mars can't provide? Well, that personal touch. This is actually something they can do, and I've never been to either one of their shows. They might do this, but something that they don't or can't do is make the people a part of the show. So, something I do, if you've ever been to one of my shows, is I like to include an audience member in like skits. So I'll have like a script printed out, and I'll say, okay, you're the person who's in red and I'm the person who's in blue, and we'll act out a skit together on stage. And I'll have like little asterisks for like, okay, now you're supposed to do this or whatever, you know. Uh, and their friends who are there, right? Because it's a social event. Their friends who are there are like laughing, and it's like, oh, my friend, oh, that's so funny. And like everyone's having a good time, and people feel like they're in on the show, and it becomes way more memorable rather than you just being the TV that they can look at and they can walk away from. Like, if people feel like they're a part of the show, then they feel like this is memorable, this is fun, this is way more fun than I'd be having if I was at some bar. This is way more fun than I'd be having if I was even at some big show. I mean, yes, it's a big show. Yes, it's a star. Yes, they got the choreography. Yes, they got like the visuals and stuff, but they're not going to pull me up on stage and have me do a skit or something, you know? So that's another thing that you can do. And another thing is make it easy for people to participate. So I make big, giant signs that say the lyrics, and I instruct the audience beforehand, hey, when I pull this up, go ahead and read these lyrics. And if they can't read the lyrics, then my song's not good enough for a crowd interaction, and I need to do better. Okay? So that is another thing, is like make it easy for people to participate. If it's difficult for them to participate, they're probably not going to do it. Simple scales, fancy fails. So those are some ways that I already do it. But you just need to be thinking, like, what are people there to do? And how can I make that better? And how can I make it so it's one of one and people can't get it anywhere else? So I'm not trying to think, oh, I'm trying to outplay all these cats in a small town in South Dakota. I'm trying to think, how can I provide a show to people that they can't get anywhere else? Even though I've got like no budget, even though I've got like no dancers, no staff, I'm just doing it myself. Like, how can I do that? And if you start to think like that, when you start growing and your resources grow as well, then guess what happens? You you just deepen it more and more, and you think of other ways. How can I make this shit the best I can? And how can I make it so people are like, you have got to come to this show? That's what you want to do. You don't want to say, oh, I'm just a little poor little local artist, and oh, nobody loves me. Will you love me? Please, will you love me? You don't want to do that. You want to make sure people are having a great time, right? Because that's why they go to shows. And if you can do that, you're going to do really well. So start thinking about stuff like that. I think I'm going to call it there. I think I could go way deeper, but maybe we can revisit this topic when I can test it a bit more, and I can show you video examples. Just tacking this on at the end here, just so you kind of have a look behind the curtain. Currently, what I'm doing is I'm crafting 24 songs that I truly believe in, and also saving the demos for like bonus material. But I'm crafting those songs, getting them mixed, and then I'm going to be my light died, but then I'm going to be making videos, like music videos and other content to them, and then I'm going to be releasing those consistently. So it's not like it's not like I'm not because what I have done typically is just like spurt release things, and that just does not really work out for me, because I release like 3 songs and then I'll go into hiding for a year. I'll release like 3 songs and then like go into hiding for a year, and it's impossible to build a fan base that way, because we live in the age of consumption, and there are videos and social media posts and like songs upon songs that people will consume if you're not in their face. So so I'm building those consistently, and then once I kind of get a buzz going off of those songs, then I am building shows, and I'll take you behind the scenes of both of those processes in other videos. But I'm going to end this one here. I hope you got some value out of it, and if you didn't, that just means I need to do better. That doesn't mean you're bad or something. Okay, bye.